Hi, Eugene Gienger, Certified Holistic Health, Wellness, and Nutrition Coach in Wayne, Pennsylvania. Again, introducing you to a Cuisine recipe. And this is a very unique millet, pear, and goji berry pudding. Exceptionally delicious and extremely nutritious. So the basis of the pudding is millet. Now, millet is a wonderful grain, and it's an amazing grain that harmonizes you in a special way with autumn. Now, every autumn, I come to that point on the calendar, and it's different every year, when suddenly my body starts to crave millet. And so I wait for this every year. It's a wonderfully robust grain, just has an autumnal quality about it. So it's tiny, tiny yellow seeds. And let me tell you how to pre-prepare your millet for this recipe properly. Again, it's like your nuts and your seeds and your beans. You need to soak the grain overnight, covered with water, with a little apple cider vinegar in the water. Drain it off in the morning and rinse it, and then cook it with 3 times as much water as the original amount of millet that you started with. And so you have that ready, left over in the fridge, and when you're ready to make this recipe then, you're pretty well set except for the walnuts. Also, the walnuts ideally should be pre-prepared, and you've got to start thinking several days in advance. For me, I always have walnuts ready in the fridge. So again, they've been soaked overnight with the vinegar and dehydrated for 24 hours to give them their crunch back. So if you've got those 2 things ready, you'll be all ready to make this wonderful recipe. So the first ingredient is the goji berry, which is the world's most nutritious fruit, and very easily available now in health food stores and health supermarkets. And this is the highest antioxidant food in the world. And it's also very unique as a fruit in that it has complete protein in it. So it helps to bring balance to this particular pudding. And all you do in this case, you just layer your dried goji berries on the bottom of your pan. And by the way, I'd just like to show you this pan that I made the pudding in. You can see a little light blinking there. This is a very technological kind of a cookware that when it's turned on and the light is blinking, it bathes your food in electrons while it's cooking, so it does not oxidize like it would normally do. So it's very much more healthful to use this type of cookware. Okay, then we take 2 large pears and peel them. The reason to peel a pear is because there's wax normally on the pear. You can buy some produce washes that will remove the wax, but if you're not using that, just peel your pear. And again, the pear is a wonderful fall fruit. Now, normally a pear or other fruit is considered a cooling food. So when the weather is getting cold, this is why we cook the pear, because that mitigates the cooling properties of the pear and makes it more suitable for colder temperatures. So it will not cool your body as much. So for spice in this pudding, I've got a very unique thing to suggest to you here, which is goji berry powder extract. So again, you get all the nutritional value of the goji berries in the form of a powder, which does actually taste like cinnamon, but it's far more nutritious than cinnamon. If you don't have this, or you don't want to spend the money on it, you can just use cinnamon. And then your walnuts, which have been pre-prepared, soaked and dehydrated. Your leftover millet, you're basically layering things in the pot and putting water and then cooking. And then finally, for your thickener, is this most wonderful thing called kudzu, which is in fact a weed with medicinal properties. Apparently, I had a friend from Atlanta was telling me that down in the south, kudzu grows everywhere as a weed, and they just want to get rid of it. But this is an amazing thing. It does help people with alcoholism to get on top of that problem, and I have personally helped a client get over alcoholism by using kudzu broth. Also, it's very, very good for insomnia or panic attacks or just general nervousness. It's a very soothing. It's also very good for neck and shoulder pain. And you can, in fact, buy it in a supplement form to take for that purpose. But what it is basically is a thickener. And it has no taste and very few calories. So, and it just makes the food very soothing. So, wonderful thickener, kudzu. And then finally, for your sweetener, is brown rice syrup, which is a very natural whole food sweetener, which is very gentle, has a wonderful butterscotch kind of a flavor to it, naturally, and is also, in contrast to most other sugar sweeteners, is alkalinizing. Most sugars are acidic forming. So this is a very good syrup. In fact, the macrobiotic people call it yin or yinny syrup because anything sweet is yin. And so this is how you yin out with your brown rice syrup. And so the finished product again, with the light flashing. You see the wonderful goji berries swimming in the pudding, and it's become nice and thick because of the kudzu. And as you eat it, you'll crunch into the walnuts now and then, which gives it a delightful mix of things going on. So enjoy.